Hello people, so I am back with another video about Mr. Kian Timberlin.
There I said
If you have no idea who this is, you can watch part 1, which I made I think like 2 weeks back. But if you're too lazy to do that, or if you want to watch that video after this video, he's basically just a gay TikToker that hates other gay people.
Arguing that being gay is natural? No, it's not. Definitely not normal. Period.
And you might be thinking that is a little bit crazy. Why would he do that? For straight male validation, of course. Hello. But anyways, I haven't really been keeping tabs on this guy because honestly, like, I can't be asked to go on his account and look at what he's posting because I don't really need that kind of negativity in my life because all of his content recently has just been that. Like, just being like, I'm gay, but I hate other gay people, here is why. Why would I want to watch that? No. But one of you guys, actually, I hope this person's watching this, because they're kind of the whole reason I'm making this video, sent me this video on Instagram and said he's back at it again. So, of course, I have to make another video. You know, with his other videos, like, he's gay, so I guess if you wanted to defend him, you could say, oh, well, he's gay, so he can have opinions on other gay people. But obviously, this guy's not trans, so I don't really know what his place is here, commenting on what trans people are doing. By the way, just in case you didn't know and this is your first video, I am trans. By the way guys, now that I've got blue hair, you can expect my takes to be 10 times more woke, 10 times more crazy, and 10 times more liberal. Do not worry. That was a joke, obviously. But before we get into that video, I do just want to catch up on some other videos he's been making about just the LGBTQ community in general, and then we can, you know, focus on his specific, I guess, things I hate about the trans community, which, again, like, bro, you're not even in the trans community, so why are you even making this video, bro? We're just gonna start with things I hate about being gay. I don't know why this video isn't labeled as a part 5, because in the last video, we left off on... Why can't I flippin' say that? In the last video, we left off on part 4, so technically this is part 5, but for some reason it's not labeled as part 5, but maybe to make him look a little bit less insane and so crazy for making 5 different videos about things he hates about being gay.
Things I hate about being gay, part, I don't know anymore. Happy Pride Month! Fuck off. Till second it hits Pride Month, that's all you see from people. Like, no one cares. You're gay all year round. You don't need to be extra gay that month.
Yes, I do. Guys, actually, during the month of June, I like dick 10 times more. I should be making jokes like that, that's actually wrong. I mean, I addressed this in my last video, so I'm not gonna harp on it too much. Obviously, we all know why Pride Month is important. I mean, if you watch my last video, I explained it pretty thoroughly. Obviously, Pride Month is very important because of, you know, all of the stuff with the history behind it, and, you know, we're still very much discriminated in, you know, in society, in the law, and just like so many like different ways. I feel like gay people are just being mistreated recently, and trans people specifically are being mistreated recently, so obviously it's still very needed. And obviously this guy's allowed to not like it. I'm not trying to say that he has to be, you know, Pride #1 fan, but I do think it's quite dangerous for a gay person to go online and like spread this kind of hate on Pride, because it gives straight people a person to point to and be like, well, I'm allowed to be homophobic because this gay person has the same opinion as me. When it's like, no, just because this one gay person is a bit lost and confused does not mean that you're allowed to say quite horrible things about gay people, you know? Like, straight people are just going to use this guy as like a little pawn in their little game to get a one-up on other gay people when they're trying to be like, guys, we need pride. I don't know, I'm realizing I'm not good at explaining things. I hope I'm like getting my point across well here. But what I'm trying to say is, straight homophobic people are going to use this guy to try and argue with gay people because now they've got someone that is also gay but has the same opinions as them, and that's just never good.
You've seen how over-sexual they are at events like this? I mean, they're literally wearing harnesses. Message I got a few days ago on Tinder. Hey, daddy. Now, what about my feminine gay ass says daddy to you? What happened to hello, hi, how are you?
I think there is definitely a thing to be said about, like, kinks at Pride and, like, BDSM stuff at Pride. You're allowed to not like it. That's fine. I mean, but I do think that there is, like, a family kind of Pride, and then there's more of like a raunchy, like 18+ kind of Pride events. So if you do your research, I'm sure you can find something that's more fitted to you and something that you want to, you know, might enjoy going to. But yeah, I don't know, I don't really have like a strong opinion on this. Like, I think it's fine for people to feel like uncomfortable by it, I guess. Yeah. Also, like, the whole, like, dating app thing, obviously it's a bit weird for someone to text, for the first thing for someone to text you is, hey daddy, like, that is weird, I will admit that is weird. But let's not act like this is only a thing in the gay community. Like, there are a bunch of straight men that text women, and they're just vile in the first few minutes of talking to them. I have female friends, and they have told me that men are really creepy and weird on flipping apps, like, and just in general, actually, they're just a bit weird.
No, I feel like pride generates more homophobia. Complaining about homophobia, but you're having a pride event which basically generates it. Like you're asking for the church preachers to come and call you gay.
God, man. What? I mean, I think I kind of spoke about this in my last video too, but if we didn't have pride and we just let straight people be horrible to us, homophobia would be worse. Like, pride is kind of a way to fight back against homophobia, you know?
I feel like homophobia sort of needs to exist.
Huh? What? Right. So, okay. Do I need to say anything? Do I need to even argue this point? Like, homophobia needs to exist. That's the point you're trying to make.
Like the whole class system, there needs to be different classes. There needs to be a first class, a lower class. Like, it works.
How? What? Like, I don't know. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. Like, I'm really trying to, like, string together a sentence, but this is so, like, crazy and ridiculous to me that I don't even know what to say to this.
We're all on the same level. You cannot handle that. I mean, we've seen it with gays. No matter what rights they have, we want more. We still want to be segregated with our own flag and our own events, but we want to be treated the same as everyone.
But we're not treated the same, and we never have been treated the same. We're not fighting. It's kind of, I feel like it's kind of like with feminism, where it's like people think that feminists want women to be higher than men, when in reality they just want them to be on the same level as men. That's kind of the same with like pride and gay people and people fighting for gay rights. It's like, you can't argue the point that gay people want more rights than the regular amount, because we never even have that. We've never had the regular amount.
Follow me for me to do another part of this.
No. We're gonna do one more of these, like, things I hate about gays, and then we're gonna move on to the specific trans stuff that he's made, which, again, I have not watched any of these videos, so I don't really know what to expect here.
Things I just bloody hate about gays and being gay and all that jazz. Religion does not need to accept you. Telling people what they need to do, that's controlling. Nobody needs to do anything. The Bible doesn't warn you, so bloody what? They believe there's a wizard in the sky controlling everything, and you're gonna get upset over that. People have a free choice on what to believe and what not to believe. That's the whole point about gay rights, isn't it? Freedom of choice.
He made this exact same point in the last video. I'm not gonna address it again. Like, quite frankly, I don't want to be repeating myself just like this guy is. It's clear that he's kind of just run out of points, and he's just cycling the same thing, because he said the exact same thing in the last video.
Step is thinking that religion needs to accept you.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't care if religion accepts me, bro. I have bigger issues to worry about than if someone, then some priest in a church doesn't want me there. Like, I don't care. But, like, I can understand how for some people that, like, need religion or find religion helpful can find it disheartening that just because they're gay they're not accepted in that space. That is a problem. That's not good, in my opinion. This guy's acting like religious people just kind of, like, keep to themselves the fact that they don't like gay people. I have on multiple occasions seen Bible preachers, like, in my local, like, town or whatever, screaming in microphones, having signs that say they're gonna go to hell if you have an abortion, if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're whatever the fuck. So let's not act like they're keeping it to themselves and they're just in their churches like, I hate gay people, I hate gay people. No, like, they're out in the streets doing this. They are going up to people doing this. Like, I literally, I hate that I keep promoting my videos in this video, I'm sorry. But I literally made a video 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, whatever, about how someone approached me and basically told me I was going to go to hell because I had a boyfriend. It's not just that we're not accepted. These religious people are actively going out and, like, being hateful and even sometimes violent.
And I get that we relate more to women, but do we need to be hypersensitive about everything? No, that's not sexist. Scientifically, women have high levels of emotion. Like, sometimes you can just be a guy.
I mean, I don't think that women are overly sensitive. I think that, like, biologically, like, the female and male puberty makes people react differently to situations. And I can actually speak on this as a trans guy who's on hormones. I wouldn't say I'm less or more emotional. I just think that my emotions go off in different ways. Like, when I was, you know, going through female puberty, I would cry a lot more. I was a lot more, like, my emotions would just come out more in, like, a sad way. But now that I'm on hormones, I'm on testosterone, and I'm experiencing male puberty, my emotions are a bit more, like, angry. And I find it easier to, like, suppress my emotions. Like, I wouldn't say I'm less emotional, I just find it easier to suppress my emotions, and I can, like, it's easier for me not to cry in public because I can kind of just hold that in. So it's not necessarily that, like, women are more emotional than men, it's just that their emotions show themselves in different ways.
So happy being gay, then why do the majority of gay people have open relationships? Are you not satisfied with your one partner? It's a bit odd.
I personally wouldn't want to be in an open relationship. That's just me. If other people want to be, I think that's fine. And I think if that's what works in their relationship, that's cool. Like, I honestly, I've seen a lot of hate on, like, polyamorous people in general in the media recently, and on TikTok and everything, and I just don't really get it, because no one's forcing you to be polyamorous. Like, no one's forcing you to go sleep with multiple people. So why is it a problem? Like, if that's a decision that both partners have made and they're happy with that, who cares? That doesn't make them any less or more happy in their relationship.
Pride merch. Oh my god. What is it about the rainbow? What is it you love so much about our rainbow in the sky? The second it hits Pride Month, it's like, let me get my pride shoes, my pride tote bag, my pride badge. Like, you're just trying to tell the world you're gay. Be proud of who you are, but do you need to be a walking flag? Hey, you want to be treated the same, right? You don't see a straight person walking out wearing a flag. Are you really non-binary, or are you just hyper-feminine?
I'm not even going to address that last point, because honestly, I actually don't know what he means. Like, what do you mean, are you non-binary, hyper-feminine? Like, what? I don't even know what he's referring to there, so I'm just going to ignore that, because I actually just don't know what he's talking about. I mean, like, the Pride Month, again, he's made this up, he's just recycling points at this point. Like, that's why I'm not reacting to all of his, like, things I hate about being gay, things I hate about LGBT, because they're kind of just recycling the same points over and over again, and I can't be bothered. Like, I actually just can't be bothered. But again, I just don't think it's a big deal. Like, if someone wants to have a Pride badge and a Pride flag and a Pride tote bag, who cares? Oh my god, why are we getting angry at this? Bro, I have a Pride flag in my room. Whatever. Who cares? Why do I have a Pride flag in my room? Not because I make being gay my personality, or I'm super crazy and pride and whatever. I just think the colours look nice and they match my room. That's it. Because the gay flag is blue and green, and I have loads of blue in my room, so it looks cool. And I'm also just too lazy to take it down now that I've put it up ages ago. That's it. It's just not a big deal. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the videos he specifically made about trans people and the trans community, which should be interesting because obviously I can just kind of tell this guy probably knows nothing about the trans community based on the other points he's made in that I reacted to in my last video. So let's get into it.
Here are my controversial thoughts on trans people. Firstly is when they have a go at you for saying, you're saying trans people as if we're different, but you make it your whole personality trait, but we can't say it, but you can live it.
Personally, I haven't seen any trans people get upset that we're labelled as trans people and how that's different than cis people. We are, like, extremely aware that we are different than cis people. That doesn't mean we should be treated differently than cis people, but obviously we are different. Like, that's, you know, a black cat and a white cat is different. Like, they're both cats, they're just different type of cats. Obviously, you're gonna find, like, a small percent of any community that maybe has a bit of, like, an extremist view, but I feel like most people in the trans community are very blatantly, like, aware that we are different, and that's okay. Also, I find it a little bit funny that this guy is saying that he doesn't like when trans people make being trans their whole personality. Meanwhile, all of his posts recently have been about being gay and things he hates about being gay. So are you not also making being gay your whole personality? Also, you act like this.
There, I said it.
Bit weird for the twinkiest guy alive to hate on other people for making being gay and trans their whole personality. Also, you make being a hateful twat your whole personality. So to be fair, I think I'd rather make being trans my whole personality than being a hateful wanker my whole personality.
Honey, if you're not going to put in the effort to look like the gender you're affirming with, then don't be surprised and cry if you get misgendered. If you're presenting yourself as a man, why are you shocked that someone accidentally misgenders you as a guy?
I've seen this. My cats are running around my room and screaming. I'm sorry. I've seen this opinion a lot recently, especially in like the trans med space, which is really disappointing because I feel like trans medicalism is really making a strong comeback on TikTok right now, especially like people my age, like teenagers and stuff. And it's really upsetting because it just like splits up the community even more. And we're going through such a horrible time right now with like laws and like politics and like just propaganda and just stupid shit. I don't know why we're like further dividing the community into like people that actually want to pass and people that don't care about passing. Because again, like, who cares? And again, trans people are not stupid. Obviously, they know that, you know, if a trans man that presents more feminine is going to go out in public and gets misgendered, obviously that might be upsetting. And that's completely okay. It's okay for you to get upset. Being misgendered is an upsetting thing, and I can speak for myself. It makes me really upset. But no one's going to cause a scene or like get the person that misgendered them in trouble or like get angry at them. At least when I've gotten misgendered in the past, even though I obviously present more masculine, I've never gotten upset at the person. I've gotten upset, but not at them.
Don't expect someone to accept your lifestyle. It's your lifestyle, not theirs. Keyword, yours. You should not be hated for who you are, and there should be a baseline level of respect, but you earn respect. It shouldn't just be given. Absolutely deserve the same human rights as the rest of us, and trans people are actively being targeted. But if you question anything about the transgender community, you get labelled transphobic. You're offensive. You're targeting me. Or they just have a controversial opinion. You know, why is it always transphobia? Why can't I hate you because you're a cunt? Why can't I hate you because you're ugly? Or do you like Harry Potter? Yeah, you're transphobic.
Ooh, okay. I really don't like when people use the term lifestyle when referring to like the trans community. You can call me a snowflake, whatever. I've got blue hair, I'm a snowflake. Ooh. I just don't like it because it's not a lifestyle. It's part of you. It's in your brain. It's like, it's not like a lifestyle that you've chosen. Because lifestyle implies that you've like chosen to do something in your life. This is not a choice, this is just kind of the way my brain works. Also, I just feel like the fact that this guy even said, why can't I just dislike you because you're ugly? I mean, I feel like that just speaks a lot about his character. Why would you not like someone because they're ugly? What? Also, obviously you can like Harry Potter and not be transphobic. Hello, like, J.K. Rowling is a massive cunt that lives in a fucking mouldy house that probably has tainted her brain cells. But like, if you just enjoy this series for some kind of like nostalgia, or you liked it since you were a kid, like, I'm not gonna necessarily call you transphobic, but I do find it a little bit weird if you're still like buying the books and buying like stuff that gives her money, because she's actively using that money to fund anti-trans like laws. I don't know the specifics, but I do know that she's funded like campaigns, anti-trans campaigns and shit like that, donated to anti-trans charities. So yeah, I think that if you like buy into stuff that she's created and actively give her money, I do think you're I don't think you're an ally. I'll say that. I don't think you're an ally.
People on the app that say they're transgender, but you see their beard, their bellies hanging out, like they just look very manly, but then they cry if they get misgendered. I'm a gay man. Let me show you how it's done very quickly.
Okay, I was not expecting a weird woman first strap by this guy. Okay, transitioning is very hard. I feel like, especially from male to female, because a lot of like male features that are given to you through puberty are like irreversible. So it is very difficult for like male to female trans women to transition, and it's also very expensive. So it's a little bit annoying when people are like, well, you're not trying, you're having your belly out and you have a beard and whatever, and it's like, maybe they don't have the access for hormones, they don't have the access for surgery, they don't have the access to like laser removal treatments and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, it just seems a little bit ignorant to people's like financial situations, and even like the area they're living in. Like, maybe their families aren't supporting them and they can't go out and get the stuff that they need to transition and pass. Also, some people just aren't as lucky to have like naturally feminine features, so obviously it's going to be more difficult for those people to pass. Okay, now let's get into part 2.
Here are my controversial thoughts on trans people, part 2. Dive right in. I love it when I see a gender reveal post and someone is in the comments like, well, you don't know that they're gonna be a boy. Bitch, shut the fuck up. On paper, it says they're a boy. I'm celebrating them being a boy. Fuck off. Not your kid, not your problem. Why are you trying to make it all about you and your gender identity? Get out.
I can actually agree with him on this. I think that, I mean, gender reveals are fine. Like, I don't think it's a big deal if a family wants to celebrate them having a baby girl or a baby boy. I think that's fine. You can raise your child as what they're born as, but obviously if they tell you that they feel any different, then you should support that and listen to them and do whatever you can to make them feel comfortable. I feel like there's not many trans people that are arguing that you have to like raise your baby gender neutral or like not allow them to grow up as a boy if they're born a boy. Like, that's just, again, like, not a thing, and it's a very like extremist, like 0.01% of the community that thinks like that, and I think it's unfair to go on social media and be like, trans people are all like this, you know, like that, because that's what he's implying, kind of, right?
Some people, not all, use it as a trend, like, oh guys, I'm trans now. You're not. You're spending all your money on Pokemon cards. I mean, we can see the beard. You're built like a bearded dragon.
Personally, I think it's quite harmful to portray being trans as a trend. I know that he said, not all people, some people, but it's still just not good. There have also been, like, many trends recently that I've seen of, like, cis people that were trans in, like, 2020, and then they detransitioned, and then they were like, oh, well, I was stuck in my room, so I did these crazy things, and that's fine if that's your experience and you experimented with your gender and then you decided that's not for you and you went back to being what you were born as. That's completely fine. I have no hate for those people. But I do think it's a little bit dangerous to create like whole trends of you basically being like, of you kind of making it seem like a trend, because obviously that hurts actual trans people that are still transitioning, because then people are going to be like, well, it was a trend for these people, so why can't you just go back? Also, again, I don't really think it's fair for him to, again, go on this whole charade on, oh, well, you have a beard, and you have this, and you have that, and it's like, yeah, some people don't have access, like I said before, to things that will help you pass, like, especially with the flipping economy being shit right now, like, everything's expensive, people can't afford things, the wait lists for hormones and surgeries are really, really, really long unless you go private, and again, that's very expensive.
Some people with the way they present themselves are doing more harm to the community than they think. If you misgender someone, they take it as you've killed their whole family. Oh my god, you accidentally misgendered me because I look too manly today. Well, that's not my fault, you look like a man. Oh, is that my fault? If I see something that looks blue, I'm gonna say, oh, that's a nice shade of blue, isn't it? Mistakes happen. As long as you're not actively trying to offend someone, great. If it is an accident, don't make it like I've killed.
Obviously, mistakes are okay, and if you correct yourself and you're respectful, that's all fine. But something tells me that if this guy got corrected on misgendering someone, he wouldn't just be like, oh, sorry. He would just be like, oh, you look like this, I'm gonna go. And again, trans people aren't going crazy and ballistic because they're getting misgendered. Like, that's, again, just not happening. And I think it's really dangerous to make it seem like we are doing that, because it makes us seem like irrational and crazy. Also, I find it a little bit weird that all of his examples are about trans women, which obviously are a lot more, like, demonized and just portrayed horribly in the media, especially right now. Like, why are you only talking about this person looks like a man, I'm gonna call them a man? Like, I don't know. I just find that a little bit weird. There is actually a part 3 that I did not see. This video might be very long, I do apologise, but I do want to get into this one last video.
Part 3 of things that I hate about trans people. Get a tissue. In case you cry. Expecting me because I'm gay to be in the same community as you and accept you? No. Someone said, how can you do that to your own community? I suck dick as a man. What's that got to do with being transgender? It's because of some shitty alphabet LGBTQI? No. Basically, anything but straight is in the same community. Get a grip.
Well, we are in the same community, unfortunately. Well, actually, no, not unfortunately. Not unfortunately for the most part. Unfortunately, because I don't want to share a community with this guy. But I am gay, so I guess I would be in the same community either way, so for God's sakes. But we're in the same community because we are, like, again, I know he's gonna hate me saying this, but, like, during the early Pride riots, because they were riots, guys, we all fought as one. Like, trans people, gay people, we all fought as one, for the most part. So that's why we're in the same community. Hello. And I remember seeing this like ages ago, actually, of like people trying to make like separate communities, or it's like the LGB Alliance or whatever it was called, like what was the LGB community, and like trying to exclude trans people from that. And I just think that's really horrible, and I don't really know why do we need to segregate it. Like, obviously they're two different things, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be in the same community. Like, obviously Asian people and black people are different. They are two different races, but they are still both people of colour. Just because they're not the same does not mean that they can't be in the same community. They still have their own separate communities, you know, they have the Asian community and the black community, just like with the LGBTQ community, we have the gay community, we have the bi community, we have the lesbian community, the trans community, but as a whole we're still like in the same kind of community, like proper community, like full community. And I don't really see how that's a bad thing. I feel like splitting us all up is going to do a lot more harm, because now we're even smaller. It kind of makes it easier for conservatives to fucking take our rights away, because we're even smaller, we're not fighting together.
People in the trans community also expect every single other person in the trans community to accept you. Absolutely not. Constant victimizing yourself. In my other video, someone literally said, this stuff does not apply to me, but I'm going to defend it. Why? It's not about you. Just said it doesn't apply to you.
Because maybe I have empathy and like I care about other people, I don't know. Just because something doesn't apply to me doesn't mean that I can not see how wrong it is for you to like shit on it. Like I said before, when he was shitting on like people that don't, I guess, like try to pass, or like, you know, trans men that dress more feminine, or trans women that dress more masculine. Just because that doesn't apply to me, like I dress more masculine, I present more masculine, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna just let other people in my community get shit on just because I can't relate to their exact experience.
No issues at all adhering to correct pronouns. You want to be called a lampshade, you're a lampshade. You want to be called a he, you're a he. Stunning. Expecting the whole population of planet Earth to be okay with what you want to be called, that's entitlement.
It's not entitlement, it's just basic human respect. And again, just using the example of lampshade, it makes us seem a bit crazy and like, oh, people want to be called lampshades. It's like, okay. Like, again, it's just furthering the propaganda that we're all crazy and we're like, we have insane expectations. When in reality, we just want to be respected. Like, it's just not that crazy. It's really not that hard to just call someone he, call someone she. Like, it's just not that hard.
You're not owed anything by anyone. We're humans that are going to be dead in 60 years. Maybe even tomorrow, that bus has your name.
Obviously, no one owes you anything, but again, it's just about basic human respect. Like, it's just not that big of a deal to correctly gender someone. I don't know why people are so against it. Like, I'm going to end this video here. I think I've said enough. Make sure to comment down below what you guys thought about these videos. Oh, I love to hear your guys' opinions on these kinds of topics. And you guys always point out things that I miss because my brain goes 1,000 miles an hour and I always forget to mention things. And then I look back at your comments and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. Why didn't I say that? This is my TikTok and my Instagram. I'm very, very silly on there. You can go follow me on there. Make sure to like and subscribe. I would really, really, really appreciate it. Your support is like everything to me and it really pushes me to make more videos and to stay motivated. So please do that. Thank you for watching and I will see you when I see you next Monday. Bye bye.